Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Reus 2 Ice Age, where today it is our job to make the cutest planet possible, and also, incidentally, to just stud it with predators. These are probably a little bit at cross purposes, but think about how cute it's going to be when all those predators are just, they're laying around relaxing in the sun, bellies full, and we won't get into, the process of how that comes to be. Won't that be lovely? So, we have to eventually get up to 14 critter biotica on the planet with a total prosperity of 500 if we want to max out our stars here. We could probably do that. That seems maybe doable. So, we are trying to generate just like the most total prosperity here. This city in particular is probably pretty low on science. So a critter sanctuary actually giving us 300 science for each distinct critter. I think it's probably going to be pretty hard to beat, right? We could get food from the cafe, but it's like, I imagine it would be very, very difficult to get anywhere near even like 600 points of output from anything else. This gives us 1.2 food for each point of resources in the single military bioticum within borders with the highest value. Like that's gotta be, there's no way this is gonna get to 300 even. So if we just get a couple of critters within the borders of the city, the critter sanctuary is gonna be hugely the best. And I know that doesn't directly contribute to the absolute bastion, but frankly, we're like basically done with that anyway. I'm really not concerned about it. Yep, and as that is our lowest yield, that's going to give us the best prosperity growth. I'm pretty happy with that. We also have the city of the future to figure out over here. We want to start a new project here in Eastwood Temple, but we seek inspiration. Well, 250 science for each medicinal bioticum within borders. We're already triggering 3 times. I know that eventually we want to have a lot of critters. We don't have many here right now, but if we're trying to get to 14, it looks like it's going to let us build a critter sanctuary everywhere. If we're trying to get to 14 critters, we're going to have to... Well, it just says 14, not 14 distinct. So I guess we don't need to end up with a whole lot of different ones. I wonder if we might be able to finish this with the apothecary. The 750 biotica immediately. Or 750 science immediately. The cost to convert science to technology is not going to hold steady. It will go up as we gain more technology. So we probably won't get anywhere near 30 points of tech off of this, but it will be a lot. The problem is that eventually we're going to potentially end up pulling down some medicinal biotica in order to put up more critters. Like, where are we at as far as critters that go in this biome anyway? We have a squirrel monkey, and we're not gonna reduce that. We do have 3 different critters already. 4 different critters already. No, you know what? I think the critter sanctuary ends up being the right call here too. Do we end up building a critter sanctuary at the Timbergrounds Castle as well? Maybe. Honestly, maybe. Alright, so let's expand our critters. Let's crit even harder if we possibly can. So we probably want to make a spot for the Golden Lion Tamarin. It's going to get 30 gold output for each tag on adjacent animals, up to 6. So you want to be near some biotica. Okay. So if we put the Tamarin down here, we let him be near 2 trees. Let the squirrel monkeys be near 2 trees. Then that gives us a good place to put down more critters. So critters near the Golden Lion Tamarin are generating extra stuff. This guy has 3 different tags already. So if we just... Yeah, we can make this work. Domesticable... Well, monkey, critter, and herbivore is kind of awkward because critter and herbivore are going to go together a lot. Whatever. The important thing is I'm confident we can make this work. So let's lock in. We're going to run an upgrade on this patch right here. So let's lock in some decent value. What is the best? Honestly, it probably is another squirrel monkey, right? Because we can get like 60 points of resources almost from a squirrel monkey. I don't think there's anything else we can do at tier 1 that's going to be anywhere near that. So let's put down the squirrel monkey, and then we will we'll throw an upgrade charge over top of that. We have plenty of those to work with. It would be good to put down a different science plant here rather than a cinchona tree, because we are trying to up the number of unique biotica. And I don't think we're going to have any trouble hitting the science threshold. Okay. So, upgrade slots. Alright, what do our boosters end up looking like? Okay, plant booster. Perfect. Absolutely perfect, actually. So we know that we want to put down the tamarin here. And then I guess it didn't need to be a plant booster, right? It could have been any science-producing thing. We just need something science-producing to get us the second half of Tiny Tinker. But what is our best science-producing plant here? Oh, right, the coffee. Yeah. And the coffee doesn't really care where it's placed. This is actually 100% perfect. We don't have the biodiversity to be able to place it yet, though. So let's try to work that out. Okay, we know we want to put some new critters down. Is this our only cinchona tree at this point? Let's zoom out a little bit and hit control. Yeah, so we could replace one of the Ramon trees somewhere else with a cinchona tree to fix that. I don't think that's a big deal. What are y'all doing? Trade missions. Okay, trade missions are fine. Alright, so that pushes up the biodiversity a little bit. Then we want to put down an animal. And I think like a parakeet is totally fine. Parakeet replacing this. The parakeet's actually already adjacent to a tree, but it didn't have to be. Because like this would be a tree soon enough anyway. Alright, so that gets us to 4 tags. And then it would be really cool if we could get 2 more. Unfortunately, domesticable is the only new one. Yeah. I mean, it's not the end of the world if we only hit 5 tags. We just lose like a little bit of curiosity. You like to be adjacent to a critter, and you already are on this side, but yeah, I don't think it's terrible to put down like guinea pigs here. We don't have guinea pigs anywhere else, right? No, we don't. So that's biodiversity for you. Unfortunately, that does only get us to 9. It might finish the... No, it's not quite going to finish the project. The coffee is what we need, right? The coffee is the winner, for sure. So I need a little bit more biodiversity within this biome. We're not doubled up on anything at this point, right? Oh no, I have two Ramon trees. So this one doesn't need to be a Ramon tree. This one could be anything. Like literally anything. Let's do we have another animal that we want to drop, or it could just be a different mineral? Yeah, we could level up the slots over here and like put down some bauxite 2 distinct biotica that is 2 stars or higher. Yeah, maybe. We do have to draft again as well. Not sure if we want to take this draft charge. Well, I mean, I'm about to earn a draft charge, so we'll take a draft charge at each of them. So yeah, give me the rainforest draft charge first. Do we have access to a critter here that's interesting? Oh, hey, that's actually a really good one. That one has a lot of tags. And it just needs the biome to be diverse. We could re-roll here looking for something a little bit more exciting, but honestly, I don't know that I need to. I think I'm cool just taking the banana. Yeah. I think I'm cool just taking the banana. Let's go back over here and drop a jungle fowl instead of the guinea pig, and then we'll drop the guinea pig over to the left. And that'll get us our biodiversity. Guinea pig instead of this tree. Yeah, the flint is still adjacent to a tree. Okay. That'll do good stuff. This is gonna like murder the science output of the Gumbo Limbo, unfortunately. But it is going to be very, very good payout in general. Also, just adding that many critters is going to push us past the project anyway. But we do still need to generate general planet-wide prosperity. So I think this is still the coffee is still worth placing. Wait, really? Why am I only at 9? Each science in distinct biotica within the biome. Yeah, huh. Why am I only at 9? I thought I just gained... Because we gained 1 from placing the jungle fowl, but lost 1 from losing the guinea pig. Oh, right, because the Ramon tree was generating a point of biodiversity despite not being unique. Because it just has +1 biodiversity on it. Right, so... Well, if I put down... Hold on. If I put down something that isn't currently extant in this slot, that'll produce the point of biodiversity, right? And then we can just consume it, and the coffee will replace it with more biodiversity from the coffee itself. Okay, there we go. You know, honestly, that's not as much science as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I guess we don't have anything else that's like totally killing it. Okay, that was a lot of effort for not as much payout as I was hoping. But it's still some prosperity, and we do need it. Okay. Time to figure out what the Timbergrounds Castle is building. We only actually need to gain 3 more critters. What is this city's resource loadout looking like? So yeah, it does feel like we want to take the Critter Sanctuary for just general prosperity purposes. Although it doesn't help with Great Tortuga. Something tells me that we'll be okay. We'll get there. We'll figure it out. I'm actually really curious. So keep in mind, as we gain all of this technology, we are inventing new luxuries and stuff. Let's put down an adorable critter. Where do we want to put down this adorable critter? There's some stuff going on over here that's not like totally important. Yeah. Let's just lay an upgrade over top of this. Oh man, bonus slot animal booster. That's very exciting. Track critter if at least one, if adjacent to at least one undergrowth biotica. Ooh, I can't quite make this mandarin duck work the way I wanted it to. So we'd have to lose the red-backed vole. Because what I'd like to do, obviously, is put the sable down there. We had to produce an awful lot of biodiversity, too. So maybe the mandarin duck ends up over here. You know what? Let me also do an upgrade here. So this slot needs to be an undergrowth biotica for the ptarmigan's sake anyway. We take a Taiga draft. If adjacent to an undergrowth and an herbivore, it won't be. So that's probably not the thing we want to rely on. Obviously, there is the sugar beet, but I might reroll here because I'm looking. What I really would like to see is a 3-star undergrowth that will pay out correctly. And I can't guarantee you that we have that. Hello. Yes. Okay. Interesting. If adjacent to 3, 5, 6 animals. So you might be wondering, how could something be adjacent to 6 animals, given the normal adjacency rules? And the answer to that question is terraform charges. So do we have the giant? Okay. We have a giant who has the ability to add 2 slots above the top row. The top row slots have a permanent mineral booster in them. So actually, we can make that duck work over here. The strawberry would produce a crazy amount of food if adjacent to a lot of animals. So if we put the strawberry here. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Let me create a rich hill. And this tile becomes the strawberry. And then we put animals all around it. Obviously we don't take advantage of those boosters. But I actually really like that. I think we're gonna take that. Y'all aren't critters. A goose is a critter. Again, I have feelings about the way this game thinks about geese. Okay, upgrade charge here. So you can see these tiles. This tile is considered to be part of this patch, and so it gets boosted when the patch it gets leveled up. When the patch gets leveled up. So let's make something crazy happen. Strawberries require a huge amount of biodiversity. What am I thinking? How was I going to do that? In any case, let me replace the lost biodiversity over here. We can make this a cloudberry now. Would I rather have it be, was it doing well as a carrot? It was producing 15 food as a carrot. As a cloudberry, it would be producing 20 plus 1 biodiversity. And if we put another critter next to it, it'll produce another extra biodiversity. And we do need things that are juicing the biodiversity a little bit. So if I just put you here, you won't really produce any money, which is problematic. But I could put down like a crossbill. Or this could be the place where we put the fox. We lost a fox. And I know it's a bummer to replace the fox a little bit, but the fox is worth an awful lot of money overall. And especially if placed on a level 3 slot where it gets boosted because it's not level 3, and then it gets the gold booster on top of that. That's pretty good. And then we'll make the critter stuff happen over here. So yeah, that helps. That helps some. Okay. This thing doesn't care where it goes. It just needs stuff. So the mandarin duck and the goose both require nothing. But there's a savanna or a forest adjacent to this biome. Okay, so the goose is going to get a bonus because we have the savanna on the west side here. So this goose doesn't need to be adjacent to anything in particular. I think we can just put it in the corner. The goose is a critter, so that gets us back up to 10. Sadly, it does not produce a lot of extra wealth. But it will. But by dint of being a critter, it absolutely will. Okay, other kinds of creatures we don't really have. And just like things we don't have. We need to produce biodiversity. We have a cloudberry. We no longer have a carrot. So it wouldn't necessarily be terrible to just lay down a carrot somewhere. You know what? Let me finish the Absolute Bastion. Because I think we're going to want this draft charge. And this should be very easy to do. Okay, so you're maxed out. Can we put down a relatively high value food plant? We have a lot of biodiversity here. So this gives plus 10. That's really not a lot of food for a thing of its level. Plus 2 food for each science and adjacent plants. So if we did put down a yam, we could put down like elephant grass here and just generate a fair amount of science. And then put down food stuff. I guess I forgot also that her territory extends this far out. Like food plants, food things that are from this biome are useful for her as well. We don't have a lion anywhere. A lion would probably be a pretty good idea. Do we still have the benefit of that predator building? We don't. Okay, that's fine. But remember that threat is food. So just putting down a lion somewhere in this territory over here does do some good work for us. So plus 3 for each distinct predator bioticum on the planet. And each threat is like 15 or 20 food. Plus, you know, in terms of generating general what do you call it? General wealth. This is pretty strong. Honestly, like we probably want to put it in the Pirate Queen's territory then. I might... Yeah, given how close we are to Absolute Bastion, I'm going to force her to expand, I think. Let's go into the store here, buy another booster, force her to expand. There's only 1 tile left to claim, so she's going to claim it. Let's just make sure she gets that, because if it went to the other city, I think we'd be very disappointed. So, I don't want to do anything huge over here. These two both need to be adjacent to a plant. For right now, I'm just going to put down like a barley. And that's not going to do the whole job, but it'll be something decent in the tile for if we do run an upgrade, and I think we probably are going to run an upgrade. And that'll generate the food for the barley plus the food for the herbivore traits on both of these guys. Okay, if we wanted to set up a lion, we need to gain a little bit of biodiversity. Absolutely doable. Especially if we go to tier 3 over here because, you know, we have 3-star stuff. This just never existed anywhere else. Yeah, no, that's really good, actually. So let's plug in some stuff. What is the most valuable 1-star things we can put down? 20 points, 20 points. Honestly, just like raw barley is really good. You guys are not going to gain too much from anything in particular. But I probably want to put down things that generate wealth instead of... Yeah, so we can put down like an amethyst and... an amethyst. I'll just put 40 gold into the slots. Sure, adjacent to 1 element and 1 predator. We could get a white-backed vulture in theory to generate a little bit more value, but I don't think... Yeah, I don't think I care enough. Let's just make it like a fox. Because that'll be 20 gold plus 1 threat. We won't keep the extra point of biodiversity, I don't think, but also we don't need it here. Uh-oh. The Pirate Queen is trying to kill the Savannah Giant again. Obviously, that's not happening. The Inventor is trying to take technology from the Diplomat. And 2 tech turning into 1 to 5. Again, as far as, like, overall prosperity goes, I think that's probably okay to let that happen. Unless, well, sorry, if she liked somebody, then, if she liked one of the giants, then the mystery benefit of defending her would be a little bit more interesting. So we want to keep them away from the Savannah Giant, probably. We'll just do a little blizzard. Hey, maybe cut this shit out. And that did, in fact, push us over on Absolute Bastion. Lovely. Hey, look, it's very cold. Stop doing that. The Pirate Queen was humbled, but now hates the Frost Giant. That's fair. Okay. I didn't even get to the thing I was trying to do, which was this. Lucky Animal Booster? Okay, Lucky Everything Booster I'll take. So we can just put down this lion and it should be pretty juicy overall. And then on top of that, got space for this pink diamond. Okay, that's going to push over Great Tortuga for sure. Okay. And that's going to create quite a lot of wealth in general. Or quite a lot of prosperity in general. So now back to this project. The project of generating enough critters and also playing a Sable eventually. Oh, the Diplomat, what are you doing? The Inventor's raid failed, and the Diplomat is now counterattacking. Oh, right, that was this way. I forgot who the Diplomat was. Stealing population from the inventor. Again, maybe that's fine. The inventor does love the swamp giant. But if we generate mystery for you, it's actually like very low value. Oh, I forgot about the Temple of Reginald. I totally like depowered the Temple of Reginald to enable the Critter Sanctuary. That's like the right move for sure. I'm not stressed about that. All right, I'm just gonna let them fight. It might generate stuff. Okay, we got ourselves to 458. So in the process of gaining 4 critters, my suspicion is we're gonna turn out to be just fine here. Oh, these don't upgrade any further. Okay, well then there's no reason to select further biomes, because I can't play with the planet size anymore anyway. Alright, now it doesn't need to be distinct critters. We can lay down critters that we've already used. I ended up putting the fox down here, so we don't have a mandarin duck anyway. So yeah, we're gonna need to place something with the undergrowth tag. And I did do cloudberry. Yes. But I probably shouldn't have, because we didn't end up putting 2 critters next to it. So I'm going to put a cloudberry here. And then for maximum biodiversity, I am going to replace this with the carrot that it should be. Hey, buddy. Was a little too busy admiring his work over here. Okay, so now we just need to put down any critter in one of these 2 slots. And the ptarmigan, or the mandarin duck, is our winner for today. All right, that's got us a pretty decent chunk of biodiversity there, because we get better biodiversity from higher starred fellows. Let's put down the Sable, the king of critters, with his valuable critter crown. Alright, you're all activated. Alright, this should be some pretty good yield. Yeah, decent. And then also 20 food on each of the other... 1 copy of each of the other critters. Pretty valuable overall. Is that going to push us to 500 by itself? It's going to get us... Yeah, it is going to get us there. Okay, so all we have to do is just put down critters in other places here. You're not going to end up adjacent to 2 undergrowths. We just want, like... Here's a critter that likes to be by a tree. And I don't think we have rabbits anywhere. No, we totally don't. So here's rabbit. Actually, for you. All right. The stars, friends. The stars. This biome has negative biodiversity, which deactivates biotica that require... What? My biodiversity is quite positive, thank you. You cowards and fools? Okay, hold on a second. Let me rabbit here. Because I'm thinking that we actually can get to 10 for the strawberry. Right, we can replace this rabbit, which I will, you know, I'm not so afraid to lose this thing. I want to keep the rabbit around for crittering purposes. So that gets us to 10, and then that would allow us to put down a strawberry, which will be adjacent to 5 animals and generate some pretty decent food output. And actually, we could change some things up here. I could maybe end up with the cloudberry out here. Like, we could maybe make this 6 animals. I don't know that I need to. But it would be really cool to get a strawberry that was fully activated. So if I were going to try to fix this, what would I do? I would... Actually, I guess all I'd have to do is buy another terraform charge. Place a... Oh, that's not the right button. Place a rich hill... Oh, you can't do that like that. I was gonna say if we could just extend the thing, just place the Mandarin Duck's undergrowth over there, right? But since it would have to be here instead, and we need it to be a cloudberry to avoid going negative on biodiversity, what we would do is grow this. Make this. Okay, so now that that's like that, this is where we put the cloudberry. Then we trade something over to here. This becomes the rabbit, I think. And then we put down a crossbill here. And a tree of some kind in that location, which I guess is just the tree. The tree that we can make. Okay, there we go. And our biodiversity is good. I think this is just a bug, I guess, because it does seem to actually be putting out its resources. We saw them go in. But yeah, that gets us a fully active strawberry, which is rad. Mostly it's just rad. It's not really doing anything for me beyond that. Okay. So we have managed to cap out all of our things and star out our era, and we still have 33 Eon left to spend. I'm going to level with you. I do not feel like forcing this any higher. We could absolutely force this higher, right? Ooh, cool pets imported from Sandville. I'm just checking out our various trade routes and inventions and whatnot. I kind of can't believe that this is all the inventions that you get for the amount of science we generated from our critter thing. Yeah, that's 2,400 science from the Critter Sanctuary. Yeah, like we have enough prosperity to unlock the next couple of things. I think let's just move on. This world's in real good shape. It has many cool creatures and whatnot. And with that, we simply tap out. Every 5 Eon left turns into 1 bonus prosperity, which is a hilariously poor conversion rate. But that's okay. What we're really doing here is we're converting our real-world human minutes into other activities. Humanity has found joy in the little things, the littlest things. Look at how many of them are wearing the monkey masks. They really do want to embrace monkey. Okay, and we'll have plenty of opportunity to try and get the 3-star on this later on. But yeah, that's that. It was a really nice positive coincidence that we knew we were growing into the Sable as we were doing that. All right, so sadly we do not get full rewards here. Like I said, we'll get it. Obviously, I've earned all of these stars before. But this payout is still sufficient to get us 3 more pulls because I had a bit of a star remaining from previous play. So let's receive some rewards. Looks like a lot of Ice Age stuff, which is why we wanted to give the Ice Age a break for a moment. The Juniper unlocked 2 random cohort tree bioticum of 2 stars. Okay. 20 mystery for each distinct adjacent evolved bioticum. I appreciate that they're adding more ways to get mystery on land. Because it wasn't a thing that was only in the sea before, but it was really like vastly, majorly in the sea. Smilodon, absolutely adorable. Cat Titan Fur Predator. Okay, lots and lots of threat, as always. Good stuff. Host's Eagle. $35 food for each distinct fur bioticum gives this one some obvious utility. Also, Dark Offering, which is a tag that only appears and is only relevant with the one of the Air 3 turning points. But it's good to know. It's good to know where it exists. Unlock 2 random Ocean Rainforest cohort bioticum of 3 stars. Yeah, these things that give you 3-star biotica with bonus resources coming out of them seem extremely cool and powerful. And especially if you're playing with the Horizon draft and you get to that point where you just can't unlock new biotica for your target biomes anymore, it's really nice to be able to, or you can't draft new biotica. It's really nice to have a way of still pulling stuff. Okay. Primal Obsidian produces potentially an awful lot of science and has a lot of fun cohorts. We get some permafrost, which I guess is a mineral, kind of. Okay, and the Woolly Willow, when there are 2 instances of this on the planet. Okay. So yeah, they really did. There's a variety of functionings for those. Ochre for the cave paintings, which is a mineral because that's where the paintings are. That's fun. Plus 50% gold and golden mystery for each distinct Titan on the planet. All right, and they have added a lot of Titan biotica. We've seen that already. This is like a forest unlock. The Ocelot, even more cats. Unique animals gain 30 food for each tag they have. That is a phenomenal amount of food output, potentially, depending on how you built your stuff. Cougars, which produce additional biodiversity. Okay, more big gems. You can never have enough big gems. And even more cave paintings. I mean, I get it. It's an iconic image of the Ice Age for most people, even if that's maybe not when. I don't know anything about the actual like archaeology, if that is when cave paintings are generally from or not. All right, unlocks the Painter Spirit to lead new planets and a new option for the Ancient Era. Okay, so obviously we're not going to start another one right this second, but let's just have a quick look at our new options here. So the Painter, hoping to see a colorful world to put on canvas with pigments. All gem biotica gain 5 mystery for each distinct biome with at least 8 biodiversity. Now, one thing that's a little tricky about this is that there are 2 different ways of counting biodiversity, and the game, in my opinion, is not always clear enough about which one it's using, because some things that count your biodiversity count your total positive without considering deductions for your apex biotica, like, for example, the being able to reach the solar punk turning point. But we also know that some things count your net biodiversity with apex reductions included, as we saw on some of the rainforest plants in that last one. So it's a little hard to judge this. I'm assuming it's the former, given the very high number that it wants. But that's interesting, and it's certainly pushes you toward play with gems. I think we're definitely going to bring the Ice Age Giant again. We have a ton of cool Ice Age stuff unlocked. And I don't really know. Beyond that, I don't know. We'll just figure it out live. But we'll be playing with probably roughly those same rules. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time... oh, you know what? I was going to look at the one more thing here before we bail out. Many people have already clicked off the video. It's fine. They won't know that we did this. This other era that we unlocked. Technology must be your planet's highest stat, is the only thing we know about it right now. And then there is the Tropical Paradise final turning point, which requires your planet to be 60% rainforest, savanna, or ocean. So probably what we're going to want to do on the next one is Ice Age, Tundra, and then 2 of these 3 things. And we just did savanna and rainforest, but like probably maybe like savanna, because savanna is really good for gems, if I remember correctly. So maybe it's like savanna and ocean and Ice Age Tundra, and that way we'll have 60% coverage with these 2. Hopefully it means, hopefully it works like that. It doesn't require it to be 60% just one of them. I guess we'll find out. And when will we find out? Next time, when we see you then.